happening now.
Remembering the Montgomery bus boycott 56 years later, how Alabama State honored this historical event.
Plus, the resentencing of a former Alabama governor is delayed.
Meet the new chairman of the Montgomery Area Chamber of Commerce.
Be ashamed to have your holidays marred by a death.
If pressed, could you save a life? It could be as simple as CPR.
Coverage, community, commitment. This is WSFA 12 News at 10.
An historical event in civil rights history remembered years later. Good evening, everyone. I'm Valerie Lawson.
And I'm Bob Howell. Thanks for joining us. The 56th anniversary of the start of the Montgomery bus boycott remembered today. Many continue to relive its historic significance.
In the capital city, Alabama State University reflecting on the bus boycott that was a turning point in the fight for civil rights in America. About 100 people turned out to First Baptist Church to celebrate the anniversary of the start of the movement. WSFA 12 News reporter Demetria Connor has the story new at 10 tonight.
56 years ago, the Montgomery bus boycott changed things not only in Montgomery, but America.
I was very blessed by it. I felt motivated because of what people have done in the past for us. Just, take the baton and to keep going.
Many of the pews inside First Baptist Church of Montgomery were full as many remember and continue to honor the movement.
And I think that's very appropriate for us to remember everything that happened that caused many of us to be in positions and places in life that we are today.
Reverend Calvin Butts of New York took the audience on a historical journey. He says other world movements can be traced back to what happened in Montgomery 56 years ago.
And it keeps the movement going. It keeps young people inspired. It keeps people focused. And it gives credit to those soldiers of the movement who deserve credit.
Like Rosa Parks, who sat down to symbolically stand up for civil rights. Dr. Martin Luther King and even the not-so talked about people in the movement like Adam Clayton Powell Jr., who Bud says doesn't get much credit for their efforts.
And not let history be erased.
This celebration was a part of the Ralph Abernathy Civil Rights Lecture Series. The title was The Mass Meetings of the Montgomery Bus Boycott, the Prophet and the People. The speaker says it's a symbolic meaning and the prophet is the person who must tell the story and keep the movement going. Val?
All right. Thanks a lot, Demetria. Alabama State University and the National Center for the Study of Civil Rights and African American Culture sponsored this event.
New details at 10 o'clock on former Governor Don Sigelman's appeal to his federal prison sentence. A federal judge delayed the resentencing of Sigelman until the U.S. Supreme Court decides whether to look at his bribery convictions. Judge James Hill of the 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in Atlanta decided not to send Sigelman's case back to the federal judge here in Alabama for resentencing right now. He was convicted in a federal corruption trial but is out on bond while his appeals are being heard. Sigelman has to be resentenced because the 11th Circuit threw out 2 bribery convictions in May but let another 5 counts stand against the former governor. New information at 10 on the shooting at the Montgomery Post Office last week. A U.S. Postal Service spokesman now confirms the suspect, Arthur Lee Darby Jr., had worked for more than 4 years at the Montgomery Main Post Office on Winton Blunt Boulevard. We're told that Darby started in June of 2007 as a part-time relief worker. He worked regularly, but it was less than 40 hours a week. He's accused of going to work last Thursday with 2 pistols and firing several shots. No one was hurt. He's charged with 2 counts of attempted murder and remains under a $1 million bond.
A dice game takes a fatal turn in Elmore County. 28-year-old Kelvin Mitchell is behind bars in Elmore County in the detention facility, charged with murdering his cousin Quentin Thomas. Sheriff's deputies say a fight escalated during a dice game and the 2 men began arguing over less than $100.
There was some controversy over the dice game itself, to the point to where Mr. Mitchell actually left the trailer where the shooting occurred and left and went outside, actually retrieved a handgun, and then came back inside and shot Mr. Thomas.
Sheriff Franklin wouldn't comment on Mitchell's criminal past, but said the sheriff's office is familiar with the murder suspect.
Police have now identified the young victim involved in a fatal church van accident here yesterday. She's 9-year-old Joy Carlisle. The van and a car collided at the intersection of South Street at Court yesterday afternoon. Several bystanders helped to rescue a baby and a woman trapped inside the van.
Just the van was on its side and she just got hurt. Leg was hurt, arm was hurt, and she was just stuck in there between two benches. And so we just had to figure out a way to get the middle bench removed and get the woman out.
Now you've got a young family that's got a member missing. And so there's just a number of areas that we're trying to reach out, and the church is trying to reach out. And
Ken Kilpatrick's group, Compassion 21, owns the van that was used to take the kids to church and other educational activities. It was taking kids home from church when the accident occurred. Police say they cited the driver of the car for not having a driver's license or insurance. The cause of the accident, how it happened, is still under investigation. Now this WSFA 12 News update from a weekend explosion. This is a new picture courtesy of the Demopolis Times of the pipeline explosion on Saturday in Marengo County near Sweetwater. No one was hurt. The Transco pipeline was operated by the Williams Company since 6. That company has issued a statement to WSFA 12 News saying there are 5 gas transmission lines in that area. The rupture happened on line C, they tell us, which was a 36-inch wide pipeline. 2 lines have been shut down after the explosion. 3 others are back to normal. Another will be back up in about 10 days, they say. The line that ruptured is out of service pending inspection.
Governor Bentley reaching out to foreign companies to let them know Alabama is open for business. The governor says he worries that the state's immigration law could hurt industry recruitment. 2 foreign auto workers have been arrested with charges later dropped since the law went into effect. Alabama has a reciprocal agreement with Germany to issue Alabama licenses to Mercedes workers. The state is working on similar agreements with other countries. New tonight, the Montgomery Area Chamber of Commerce hosted its 139th annual meeting. This year's theme was Changing Landscape. The Board of Directors presented goals and ideas envisioning a greater economic strategy for the city. Tonight, a new chairman was elected, and he says he has big plans for the new year.
Growing the business community of Montgomery, bringing new jobs to Montgomery, education, making education better for Montgomery, better opportunities, making people realize what a great city we have in Montgomery, engaging the citizenship and the businesses more.
And the previous chairman, Larry Puckett, went out with a bang. He rode in on a Chevy Corvette to bid farewell.
Well, tonight we hear from the man who's about to take over the reins at the Alabama Education Association. He's Dr. Henry Mabry, the former finance director under Governor Don Sigelman. He'll take over for Dr. Paul Hubbard when he retires at the end of the month. Mabry says that he's going to take on the financial challenges facing Alabama's public education system.
And all we can hope for is that we will continue to see strides in public education. We're going to work with the leadership of both houses of the legislature. We're going to work with the executive branch to help improve education.
Dr. Joe Reed, the Deputy Executive Secretary of the AEA, also retires at the end of the year. AEA Staff Attorney Greg Graves will take over his position. And congratulations tonight to the newest YMCA Man of the Year. YMCA teen groups nominated more than 25 men and women for this prestigious honor. The man who is the 60th Man of the Year is Will Sellers, recognized for his dedication to serving young people throughout our city.
In our community, the Y is one of those great organizations that is a catalyst for doing what's right and what's good and bringing our youth and showing them the right way to do stuff. So being honored by a community that knows you really is a high honor.
Last year's winner, Gene Crane, was the featured speaker at tonight's award presentation.
The biggest game in college football is about to take place on January the 9th, but an even larger competition is waging over tickets. With many Tide fans across the state vying for their golden ticket to New Orleans, the demand has already reached capacity. The University of Alabama has announced it's no longer accepting requests for tickets to the BCS National Championship game at this time. The Auburn football team won't have to travel far for their bid bowl game. The Tigers take on Virginia in the Chick-fil-A Bowl in New Year's Eve in Atlanta. This will be the Tigers' 5th trip to the bowl game. Tickets are $80. We have a complete Auburn ticket guide on WSFA. WSFA.com. And to see what bowl games other teams are in, you can visit WSFA.com. There you'll find a slideshow of each bowl game and the teams playing in them.
Well, with many of you ready to eat those big holiday meals this Christmas, the Red Cross is warning eaters to be prepared for choking hazards. Coming up next, we'll show you how CPR training might help you save lives this holiday season and beyond.
Plus, a sign of the time. Some major changes are affecting postal services across the nation. The details coming up.
Scattered showers, patchy drizzle out there tonight, and this is a sign of the times of what to expect for your morning commute tomorrow. We'll talk about that and look ahead to a colder forecast for the week ahead coming up.
'Tis the season where we're all supposed to be jolly, but for many of us, it is the season simply to get stressed out. And with that added stress, heart-related deaths rise during the holidays. But a simple process that's easy to learn might be the difference between life and death. Here's WSFA 12 News anchor Sally Pitts with a story you'll see only on 12.
Be a shame to have your holidays marred by a death, you know, that you could have prevented.
Central Alabama Red Cross Director Jackie Buck says now's the time to learn how to do CPR if you don't already.
30 compressions to 2 breaths.
Place your hands between the nipple line.
Nurse Michelle Sinchen makes it look easy, and it is. She says just remember that famous disco song, Staying Alive.
You're going to be really nervous, all the adrenaline's running through your body, but if you just sing the Staying Alive song by the Bee Gees and try to time your compressions with it, you'll save a life.
It's not that you panic, but you're like, oh, what's going on? And you just do it.
Linda Gonzalez put the little CPR knowledge she had to the test back in May. Her husband got overheated while mowing.
She wouldn't let me take a nap in the bedroom. She made me take a nap on the couch where she could definitely keep an eye on me. And
the next thing, he was snoring like a freight train, is the best way of describing it, and unresponsive.
His heart had stopped beating. Linda quickly called 911 and started chest compressions. Simple steps that saved Frank's life.
Almost speechless sometimes on how much, how much I love her, and I'm appreciative of that.
And anything that people can do ahead of time to prepare is a good thing.
In addition to CPR training, Jackie Buck recommends all businesses and organizations get an automated external defibrillator. It costs anywhere from $1,200 to $1,600, but you can't put a price tag on saving someone's life. Sally Pitts, WSFA 12 News.
Now, to learn more about CPR training or to get a defibrillator, check out the Red Cross website. We've put a link to it in the Write It Down section of our website, WSFA.com.
Well, 'tis the season to give, and we need your help this Friday to make 12's Day of Giving a success. This Friday, we'll be live at the Chantilly Parkway Walmart from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. We'll be collecting food, toys, and money to benefit the Montgomery Area Food Bank, Christmas Clearinghouse, and Toys for Tots. Your donations will make sure families locally have a Merry Christmas. Well, get ready. Rich says this will be a week of big weather changes. He'll be here with the details in his new 7-day forecast next.
Now your Dr. 12 Storm Vision forecast from Chief Meteorologist Rich Thomas.
Well, one of the realities in December is when it gets to 76 degrees like it did today, it's not going to last forever. And in fact, we are going to see some radical changes this week. But it was a great night for a parade, and we caught some of that action on our Alpha Sky Vision camera in Alexander City tonight. The parade action moving through the downtown area there. A lot of folks there. Look at the Christmas tree. It was a great sight in Alexander City. And for the most part, the showers held off. There was a little bit of drizzle here and there, but no heavy rain in Alexander City tonight. This is a great thing. A lot more parades in the week ahead, as a matter of fact. But the weather's going to go downhill. You can see over the last 8 hours, the area of showers that have been moving through central and south Alabama. More rain up in northwest Alabama, and this corridor of rain will stay over us tomorrow. You'll see that on Future View in a moment, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Even areas outside of the rain where you're seeing radar displays. There are areas of lighter drizzle. It's just simply too difficult to be detected by the radar beam. In other words, the droplets are so small that they're not actually being detected. But we do see some rain actually being detected around Auburn, Tuskegee, portions that were down into the south of Shorter tonight, up in the Camp Hill area. It's raining just to the east of Troy and Banks and Brundage area, and down to around Jack. And farther to the south, the rain continues to fall. New Brockton area and around Pine Level, it's very, very light in that particular area. And the rain continues moving off to the northeast as we go through the nighttime hours tonight. Let's show you Troy, where it has been raining, and you can see the rain on the lens of the camera there. It's been light drizzle and light showers, 65 degrees. Let me take you to another location while we're at it. That's on top of the Alabama Real Estate Connection. This is on top of the police department in Tallahassee, courtesy of New South Bank, and you can see 63 degrees at that location, and wet roads in the Tallahassee area right now. Right now, temperatures are still very mild. We're still in the mid-60s in many locations. Eufaula is still at 69. Future View shows how the showers will be looking at tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, right through central Alabama. A big band, and so it looks like some of the morning commute will be not so pleasant, with the chance of showers continuing even into the afternoon commute. It doesn't move much as we go through the daytime hours tomorrow, and it'll be coming and going, and so it's not going to be an all-day downpour, certainly, but a light rain, and that we need some rain, and this is even Wednesday morning on the other side of the front in the colder air, with still extensive rain around the area until it moves out on Wednesday evening. And the temperatures will be on their way down. The 70s today, 60s tomorrow, 50s on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and lows at night back into the lower 30s. And the winds tomorrow out of the south and southeast at about 10 to 15 miles per hour over most of the area. So not a windy day, but there certainly will be a breeze around. Holiday parades coming up. Let's see, that was Saturday, so we're going to skip that particular one. 12's Day of Giving is coming up this Friday. This is at the Chantilly Walmart, and we're looking for your help all day long. Your food, toys, and money. We'll be out there collecting. 8 a.m. in the morning, 36 degrees. 12 o'clock in the afternoon, temperatures in the mid-50s. By 6 o'clock, we're at 49 degrees. 12's Day of Giving. We'll see you out there on Friday. Here's your forecast for the rest of tonight. The showers continue. Certainly, the drizzle's been very pronounced out there tonight. 59 is your overnight low temperature. Tomorrow, a different day than today. Occasional rain on and off, and even some drizzle. 68 degrees is your afternoon high temperature, with southwest winds at 5 to 15 miles per hour. On your Doppler 12 storm vision forecast, the showers continue and much cooler on Wednesday. Look at that. What a change from 76 today. 53 is your high Wednesday. 54 is your high on Thursday. We're looking at sunshine returning then. Sunshine on Friday. The weekend looks pretty good right now. Storm free, and temperatures will be in the 50s for Saturday and Sunday, and Monday up near 60.
Friday looks good for our toy drive.
It looks like one of the better forecasts we've had in a while.
Yeah. All right, thanks a lot. Well, next, an adult store in North Alabama, the middle of controversy for trying to collect donations for a Christmas charity.
And is there other life out there? Scientists make a big announcement today. We'll tell you what it is and why it's significant when we come back. A store for adults in Alabama says it was trying to spread some holiday cheer.
But the Toys for Tots program isn't happy about it. Pleasures in Huntsville was collecting donations for the U.S. Marines Kids Charity and offering a free adult toy for the donors. Toys for Tots said it didn't want its name associated with the store and demanded that Pleasures remove the charity's logo from ads and signs. Pleasures took down the signs, but the store still displays its Toys for Tots logo on its website for the toy drive.
Moving right along. To fight mounting debt, the United States Postal Service wants to move quickly to close 252 mail processing centers and slow first-class delivery. That should happen next spring, they say. The change will virtually eliminate the chance for stamped letters to arrive anywhere the next day to help avert a possible bankruptcy next year. The proposal comes as more people are turning to the internet for email communication and for their bill payment.
Scientists announced today the discovery of a new planet that is very similar to Earth. The new planet, which is called Kepler 22b, is sitting outside our solar system. Scientists say the surface temperature is nearly 72 degrees and it could possibly have liquid water on its surface.
It's all that methane gas, though. Sports is next. Stay with us.
Now, WSFA 12 Sports with Derek Steyer.
Prattville's Caleb Gullidge, one of the top high school football players in the state. Gullidge just wrapped up his high school career with a state championship. This Saturday, he'll try to lead Alabama to another victory in the 25th annual Alabama-Mississippi All-Star Classic. The Alabama squad has won 3 in a row and 5 of the last 6.
First of all, it's our state, and second of all, I hate to lose. Just point blank period. It's not fun at all. It hurts every time, no matter what team or how close you are to the boys. It's always a bad thing to lose.
I look forward to playing with these guys because it's an honor to play with them because, I mean, it's not every day that you get to be selected to play in the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game, so you know, it's an honor to be selected to play with them.
Very good. The players were busy today taking pictures, checking in, getting ready for team meetings. Practices start tomorrow morning. Alabama's team will practice at Faulkner. The Mississippi squad will practice at Huntington. It all leads up to the big game Saturday afternoon at Crampton Bowl, 12:30 the kickoff, and you can see it live right here on WSFA 12. Jeff Shearer will handle play-by-play duties. I'll have reports from the sidelines. Hope you can join us then. Alabama running back Trent Richardson heading to the Big Apple. Richardson was officially named a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. The junior ran for 1,583 yards and 20 touchdowns this year. Last week, Richardson was the front runner, but according to HeismanPundit.com, Baylor's Robert Griffin III is expected to win. They have correctly predicted the last 4 winners of the Heisman Trophy. The Associated Press released its all-SEC teams today, and Richardson was named the Offensive Player of the Year. 8 Crimson Tide players were selected to the teams. 5 received first-team honors. On the offense, Barrett Jones, William Vallejos, and Richardson. Auburn's Michael Dyer also earned first-team honors. On the defense, linebacker Courtney Upshaw and safety Mark Barron. To see a complete list of the AP All-SEC teams, just go to the sports page of WSFA.com. Alabama picked up a commitment tonight. It's Kurt Freitag, a tight end from Buford, Georgia. He's number 41 in this video. Freitag is 6'4", 240 pounds, rated a 3-star prospect by Rivals. He chose Alabama over Florida and is the Tide's 21st commitment for the 2012 class. Ole Miss introduced its new football coach today. It's Hugh Freeze, who just completed his first season as head coach at Arkansas State. The Red Wolves went 10-2 and won a Sun Belt championship. Freeze is a Mississippi native. He worked on Ed Orgeron's staff at Ole Miss from 2005 to 2007.
It will be real simple offensively. It will be to be a fundamentally efficient scoring machine. That's it. You walk into our defensive room and you ask our kids, what is your it? Our defense will say, every one of them, it is to relentlessly pursue the football and knock the ever-loving stink out of the opponent. This is a destination place for me. It is not a stop along the path. It is where I want to live. It's where I want to be. It's where I want to retire. This is home to me.
And finally, a new era is beginning for UAB football. Garrick McGee is the new football coach, hired after spending 4 years on Bobby Petrino's staff at Arkansas, the last 2 as offensive coordinator. McGee says he will take over right away. He will not coach with the Razorbacks in the Cotton Bowl against Kansas State. And McGee says sooner rather than later, they will produce a winning football team.
Get a group of young men all headed in the same direction that are committed and doing the right thing on and off the field, and they understand that winning is the final result of doing everything else right. And that's what I'm all about. That's what I love about what we're doing here.
Not a household name, not a big name, but some feel that this was a great hire.
Could be the winner. Thanks a lot, Sarah.
And we'll be right back. Stay with us.